I finally asked sir to handle the session. Otherwise, if it was in the daytime, I would have handled. Okay. Anyways, yesterday I think I was about to handle three sessions, but only two of them could attend the class. One was for an individual student and the other one is for the tribal students of Erumal. And that too, not all the students attended yesterday's class because high school and higher secondary students had to go to school yesterday. That is, students of class 10, 11th and 12th, they had their schools working. So only students from 8th and 9th standards were there. Only 2 to 3 students were there yesterday. Okay. But after 4 even I had to leave and we were back only by 9:30. So it was a wedding function in Tirur, and Tirur is a place, it's a town in the Malappuram district of Kerala. Okay. And hope the Kerala students will know that. Okay. And also there is a famous Hanuman temple there, Anjaneya temple, and we visited the temple as well. Okay. So can we start the session? I think that others can
Yes,
join. Okay, so it's already 8:04, so not delaying. Fine. So I hope Soundarya and Selva Kumar might have attended yesterday's session by Sir. Yes,
yes, ma'am.
very good. So yesterday's session was based on conversations, especially communication to be made in certain particular situations. Right. In fact, I too have those PPTs with me. Those PPTs were drafted by Sir himself. When I was joining IYM, he had already given those materials to me. But later he asked me to create my own PPTs, and he said that he was not focusing on grammar part, only on communicative English part. So initially, even I was handling those PPTs, and later, sir just suggested me you can be a bit more creative and you can take a little bit freedom for yourself. Okay, so I was given that liberty by sir, and that is how I started exploring the tastes and the likes and dislikes of you students. Okay, most of you, I agree that most of you may not be friendly with this grammar. I understand that, but you have to remember one thing: grammar is something that we cannot completely cut off, or it is not a subject that we can completely overcome. Okay, at least 20 to 30% knowledge in grammar is essential. Only then the remaining 75 to 80 percentage of practice can be done. I hope you are getting what I'm telling. അതായത് ഗ്രാമർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നിങ്ങൾ 100% വെറും if you simply sit and study the theory just like formulae and equations in maths and science, grammar cannot be studied like that. Even in case you study those theories by heart, you will fail in applying them practically. Okay, for example, if I teach you what is simple present tense, or if I teach you what is present continuous tense, I am teaching the definition, and later on we are moving to the examples. After that, one more thing is required, that is practice. Unfortunately, we are getting only one day a week. So that is why I always ask you to attend the other spoken English classes also. For example, yesterday's class was for Tamil Nadu students, but still today we can see Soundarya and Selva Kumar have attended from Tamil Nadu. It's because instead of just sparing 1 hour or getting knowledge from just 1 hour a week, if you are attending one more session, okay, you may be getting more inputs or more practice. Okay, sometimes I might have missed calling one or two students in the Saturday session. So what we can do, we can compensate it on Sunday's class. But Monday I will not ask you to attend. The reason is Monday's class is also spoken English only, which is for North Indian students. But the way I need to teach them is something different. To be very honest, no, even if this video is being watched by any students from northern India or from western India, it's okay. Let them understand one thing. Students from Kerala and Tamil Nadu, it doesn't matter whether you already have knowledge in grammar or whether you already are expert in grammar. That doesn't matter. One honest thing that I observed is South Indians are more fast in learning certain things. This is the truth This is what I observed in the last few classes. Okay, it's been just 1 month since we started the special spoken English group for North Indian students. Out of the last 4 sessions, I keenly observed one thing. Okay, for example, now I am communicating in English, right? Miss കഥ പറയാനൊന്നും വിചാരിക്കേണ്ട. You can understand. Please listen to what I am telling because this is an important part. Okay, so we will start the session soon. I will start by 8:10. Okay. So നിങ്ങൾ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കേണ്ടത് now I am communicating in English. In between, I use some Malayalam as well. Because this is mainly for Kerala students, right? So I have to do justice. Malayalam ഞാൻ use ചെയ്യണം. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടിയുള്ള class ആണ്. And even for Tamil students, I show favor by using some Tamil words. Or they will follow the English version, no problem. I am confident that Selva Kumar and Soundarya, both of them can understand my English. Right? Okay, so even if I don't use Tamil, they can adjust. But ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളുടെ ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഇപ്പൊ മലയാളമാണ് അല്ല തമിഴ്നാട് കുട്ടികൾക്ക് തമിഴാണ് അല്ല ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലാണെങ്കിൽ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ഈ 3 ലാംഗ്വേജിലും ഞാൻ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ലാംഗ്വേജ് യൂസ് ചെയ്താൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കാര്യം മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ ഓക്കെ either I have to use Tamil I'm sorry either I have to use English or your mother tongue. Even if English is not comfortable, you are okay with your mother tongue. If it's for Kerala, then Malayalam, and for TN ആണെങ്കിൽ Tamil. But for North Indian students, I have to give 2x pressure. The reason is അവർക്ക് വന്നിട്ട് ഹിന്ദി യൂസ് ചെയ്താലും even though I use Hindi in between, I'm not very fluent in speaking Hindi, but I can manage. I can understand very well and also I can manage. Okay, spoken Hindi is okay for me. I am in a, maybe I would say that I am not advanced, maybe just cross the beginning stage. The reason is I can read and write Hindi and I can also listen, understand well, but we don't get much chances to speak in Hindi, right? Especially in South India, we don't get much opportunities to speak or communicate in Hindi. That is the reason. So whatever I have learned from my schooling is there for me till 10th standard. So I know to speak based on that. But for those students, what I'm trying to tell, അവർക്ക് ഹിന്ദിയിൽ എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്താലും അവർക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നില്ല ചിലതൊന്നും. So I understood the problem is not with the language. English ആണോ ഹിന്ദി ആണോ എന്നല്ല അവിടെ problem. The problem is they are unable to conceive what they are learning. അതായത് നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കുന്ന ഈ ഗ്രാമർ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ടോപ്പിക് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ടുഡേ വി ആർ സ്റ്റാർട്ടിംഗ് പ്രിപ്പോസിഷൻസ് വി കംപ്ലീറ്റഡ് ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് 5 പാർട്സ് ഓഫ് സ്പീച്ച് ആൻഡ് ടുഡേ വി ആർ ലുക്കിംഗ് അറ്റ് പ്രിപ്പോസിഷൻസ് ഇതിനൊക്കെ ബേസിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് ദീസ് ആർ വെരി ബേസിക് തിങ്സ് ഫണ്ടമെന്റൽ സബ്ജക്ട്സ് ടോപ്പിക്സ് ഇൻ ഗ്രാമർ സ്റ്റിൽ ചില കുട്ടികൾക്ക് അത് കൺസീവ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് പെർസീവ് ചെയ്ത് അവരിലേക്ക് അത് ദേ ആർ അൺഏബിൾ ടു അബ്സോർബ് ഇറ്റ് സോ വാട്ട് ആർ ദേ ലാക്കിംഗ് ആക്ച്വലി ലാംഗ്വേജ് മനസ്സിലാവാഞ്ഞിട്ടാണോ അല്ല ഇൻഫാക്ട് ദേ ആർ നോട്ട് ഏബിൾ ടു ഗ്രാസ്പ് ദ ടോപ്പിക് ഈ സിലബിഫിക്കേഷൻ എന്നൊരു ടോപ്പിക് നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചില്ലേ ബ്രേക്കിംഗ് എ വേർഡ് ഇൻ ടു സ്മോൾ പാർട്സ് ഡിഡ് വി സ്റ്റഡി ദറ്റ് syllabification, especially while learning adjectives. ഈ syllables മാത്രം exclusively for these syllables, I had to spare one class for them. For you too, I mean for these two students, I just had to spare half an hour. But for them, I had to spare one complete session. Meaning to say that I can go only slowly, not too fast or not at all in the normal speed. കേരളത്തിലുള്ള കുട്ടികൾക്കും തമിഴ്നാട്ടിലുള്ള കുഴന്തകൾക്കും ലൈക്ക് ഐ ക്യാൻ use my normal speed. Okay. Even sometimes if I go a little bit fast, you are not telling anything. So I'm happy that you are able to understand. But no, but for them it's not like that. I should reduce my speed. So what happens naturally? The portions that I could cover in one class also comes down. So what I'm trying to tell is, in short, it's better to attend the classes on both Saturday and Sunday. In case you miss one class, that's okay, no problem. But you are most welcome to attend on both the days. Are you getting my point? I hope yes. Okay, fine. So now we are getting into prepositions. Prepositions is the 6th part of speech. Okay, and I'm not asking a definition for prepositions, okay? Of course, we can learn prepositions in the next slide. What are prepositions? We are going to look into it. I just want one example from one person, from each person for a preposition. ஓரொருத்தரும் prepositionsனு ஒரு example தரும். Just give one example. Please do. I don't want definitions. Okay. Shall I start with Soundarya?
Yes, ma'am. Over.
Very good. Over. Over is a preposition. Okay. Selva Kumar, are you there? Selva Kumar Pradeep? Yeah, what's your name? I forgot your name.
Pradeep.
Pradeep. Pradeep, please give an example for a preposition. Do you know have you learned prepositions? Have you studied prepositions in your school? Please answer yes or no at least.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you are in which standard?
8th standard.
Okay, so why can't you give an example? One word, one preposition. ஒரு word சொல்லுங்க prepositionsக்கு தெரியும். Since you are telling you are in 8th standard, definitely you have prepositions this year. Yes, I know that. Give one example, Kanna. Just like how she said over, under. Likewise, one preposition. You said that you are studying in 8th standard and you don't know how to give an example for a preposition. So sad for you. Even in this year's question paper, there were two questions from prepositions. And the రెండు examples, the రెండు questions also you can give one example, no? Okay. Shabna, I'm just asking one preposition from you all. Okay. If you know, you give an answer. If you don't know, you can honestly tell that. Okay. Why I'm asking Pradeep is, Pradeep said he's in 8th standard, so definitely he has this topic to study. அதனால தான் பிரதீப் கிட்ட கேட்கறேன். Okay. Fine. Shabna is also not confident. Fine. Adinath, you are in 5th standard or 6th standard, right? But do you know prepositions?
No, miss.
No. Okay. Fine. No problem. So we have received only one response from Soundarya, that is over. Okay. There are nearly 50 prepositions in English. Okay. So what are prepositions? Now coming to the main part. Prepositions are small words like in, on, at, from, to, for, of, by, before, after, and then over, with, then below, under, beneath, then between, behind, besides, adjacent, etc. It goes. Okay. You have nearly 50 prepositions, 40 to 50 prepositions. But you need not know all of them. At least you have to know 20 prepositions. Okay, 20 is a good number. So today we are going to look at the first basic 10 prepositions only. Okay, today in the sense in today's class and in the next class. Okay, so now let's move on. What are prepositions? So a preposition is a word that links a noun, pronoun, or a noun phrase to some other parts of the sentence. അപ്പോൾ എന്താണ് prepositions എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു word ആണ്. It's a small word that links, meaning it connects a noun, pronoun, or a noun phrase to some other parts of the sentence. Okay, you know what are nouns, what are pronouns? A noun phrase is nothing but a combination of two nouns. For example, table salt. Then we have a lot of words like the table salt, gift wrapper, office table, etc. So a preposition is a word that can link a noun, pronoun, or a noun phrase to to the other parts of the sentence. അതായത് ഒരു സെന്റൻസിലുള്ള മെയിൻ നൗൺ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മെയിൻ പ്രൊനൗൺ or മെയിൻ നൗൺ ഫ്രേസ് ആരെങ്കിലും ഒരാളുണ്ടാവും. This preposition connects that noun or pronoun or a noun phrase to other parts of the sentence. For sentence എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ we have many other parts, no? Not just a noun or a pronoun. അപ്പോൾ നൗണോ പ്രൊനൗണോ അതും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു noun phrase ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ what this preposition does, it will connect this person to other parts of the sentence. So they are similar to conjunctions. Conjunctions and prepositions are similar but not the same. That you will understand when we study conjunctions. I will recall this at that time. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ഇത് വീണ്ടും ഇത് ഓർമ്മിപ്പിക്കും. Okay. Now let's see prepositions. Do they have any definitions or do they have any rules to study? Do we have any rules to learn prepositions? In fact, no rule is there to learn prepositions. Rule in the sense, for example, nouns, pronouns, adjectives ഒക്കെ പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ we studied a lots of rules, right? Even when we studied articles, then types, sentences, structures of sentences, types of sentences, we studied a lot of rules. But prepositions don't have any rules. Please remember that. Please understand. Preposition പഠിക്കാൻ rule ഇല്ല. അപ്പോൾ പിന്നെ ഇത് എങ്ങനെ പഠിക്കും? So initially for a new English learner, prepositions can be definitely tricky. Okay. Tricky എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ in the place of in, you may use on. Instead of using on, you may use in. Or instead of on, you may use at. So it's a little bit tricky for beginners. But I assure or I trust that നിങ്ങൾ ആരും beginners അല്ല. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരുപക്ഷെ prepositions എന്താണെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചപ്പോൾ you might have not had the confidence to give an answer. But ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ now do you all remember this topic that you had once studied? Yes, ഇപ്പോൾ ഓർമ്മ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. നിങ്ങൾ മറന്നു പോയതായിരിക്കാം. Sometimes you might have forgotten. It's okay. But now I believe നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതൊരു recall ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. So I trust that you are not at all beginners. Okay, beginners are someone who are new to a language. But you are not like that. You go to school, you read books in English, you write in English. So how to learn prepositions? How to master the use of prepositions? Mastering is actually an art. How to master the use of English language? Through practice, right? Similarly, prepositions എന്നൊരു പറയുന്ന പാർട്ടിൽ we have to do a good amount of homework. Self-development, homework ചെയ്താലേ അത് കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. So prepositions can be tricky for English learners, that is new learners, and because there is no definite rule or formula for choosing a preposition. അതാണ്, sometimes you may ask me, ma'am, how will I know if I have to use in or on here? So for that, in fact, there is no proper definition or rule, but we are forming certain tricks. നമ്മൾ ചില tips and tricks വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് ഈ chapter പഠിക്കുന്നത്. Okay, and in the beginning stage of learning, you should try to identify a preposition when reading or listening to someone in English and then recognize its usage. So initially, ആദ്യമായിട്ട് English പഠിക്കുന്ന ഒരു person, how to recognize the language or how to understand the preposition. First, listen to different conversations. Okay, for the first 10 minutes I was speaking, right? So why I decided to speak was because I didn't want you to feel bored. I didn't want you to get fed up by listening to stories. Rather, I wanted you to listen to some conversations. എനിക്കറിയില്ല എത്ര പേരുടെ സ്കൂളിൽ ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ കോൺവെർസേഷൻസ് നടത്തുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് I don't know. I'm not sure about it. So I wish at least for 10 minutes my students have to listen to something in English. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് I am sharing some of my experiences. Simultaneously, it also benefits you. You also listen to my conversation. Okay? So don't think that I am making you feel bored. Okay? Fine. So in the beginning stage of learning, you should try to identify a preposition. ആദ്യം നമ്മൾ വന്നിട്ട് prepositions identify ചെയ്യാൻ പഠിക്കണം. In preposition ആണ്, on. നമ്മൾ പറയില്ലേ പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ underline the words for which you don't know the meaning. Do you all do that? For a new word of which you don't know the meaning, do you underline it?
Yes, ma'am.
We underline it naturally. Likewise, if you find a preposition, underline it. Later, what happens? You have to go to your home and either if you're having a dictionary or if you are using internet, that's up to you. You have to find its meaning. Okay. So once you find and understand the meaning of a particular word, for example, at, okay, then you will start learning, oh, word to use at. What is the use? What are the situations in which I have to use this preposition? ഇങ്ങനെ you will start learning prepositions by the time you reach your high schooling or by the time you complete your high schooling, at least you will master. Okay. But നമുക്ക് വന്നിട്ട് 10th വരെ high schooling is still grade 10. So we can't wait till 10th standard. Before that, you have this lesson to study. So for that, what we can do, rigorous practice is needed, but sometimes you may lack time for that. Nowadays, nobody is reading books at all. That is the harsh reality. So what we can do, we can learn through some tips. ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ട്രിക്സ് യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് നമുക്ക് കുറച്ച് പ്രിപ്പോസിഷൻസ് പഠിക്കാം. Okay. So for example, you can see here, I have given a few instances like to the office, at the desk, on the table, in an hour, about myself, etc. So can you see the different prepositions that I have used here? Can somebody point out the prepositions?
To,
Hmm,
at, on, in, about.
very good. So I have used five prepositions here. Okay. So in, on, at, to, from, even about is a preposition. About means to speak on something. For example, you can say, I'm going to speak on um, global warming. You can also say, today I'm going to speak about global warming. Please speak about yourself. Sometimes the interviewer may ask, please describe yourself. So this about can also be substituted for on. Okay. So please speak on your experiences, your work experiences, the learning experiences. അപ്പോൾ അബൌട്ടും ഓണും മീനിങ്സ് സെയിം ആണ്, സിമിലർ ആണ്. ബട്ട് ഓണിന് അത് മാത്രമല്ലല്ലോ യൂസ്. ഫസ്റ്റ് യൂസ് ഓഫ് ഓൺ ഇസ് ടു ഷോ എ സർഫസ്, എന്തിന്റെങ്കിലും മുകളിൽ, ഓൺ ദ ടോപ്പ് ഓഫ് സംതിങ്. Right. So likewise, each preposition has a meaning, use. Definition ഇല്ല, but we have different uses. Those uses are the tricks that I told you. അല്ലാണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ബുക്സ് വായിച്ചും ഓഡിയോ ക്ലിപ്സ് കേട്ടും പ്രിപ്പസിഷൻസ് പഠിച്ച് കഴിയുമ്പോഴേക്കും you will cross years, minimum 2 to 3 years. But for the time being, for your examination purpose and for your academic purpose, we have to learn some tricks. Okay. So now you can see that a preposition is used to show time, location, direction, position, or to introduce an object. So why do we use preposition? I told you that we looked at the definition. Definition is this: a preposition is a word that links a noun, pronoun, or a noun phrase to some other parts of the sentence. Now, why do we use prepositions? അതിന്റെ യൂസ് എന്താണ് എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ, this is the use. A preposition is used to show time, locations, directions, positions, or even to introduce an object. For example, today I'm going to speak about myself. Means I'm going to introduce myself here. I'm going to sell myself. I'm going to introduce myself to others. Okay. So based on these uses, prepositions are divided or classified into four types. There are four types. Let's see who are they. Prepositions of time. Secondly, prepositions of place and position. Thirdly, prepositions of direction. And fourthly, prepositions of age. So we will look at each one by one. Okay. And before that, there are only four types. And under each type, we will learn many words. ഓരോ ടൈപ്പിലും കുറേ വേർഡ്സ് വരും. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ചിലതിൽ വന്ന് ചില വേർഡ്സ് റിപ്പിറ്റേഷനും വരും. സിമ്പിൾ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, പ്രിപ്പസിഷൻസ് ഓഫ് ടൈമിലും അറ്റ് വരും, Prepositions of place in activity. So usually what is the preposition that we use to show a position or a place? Guys, is my voice breaking? Is it crashing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so Jai Vishnu, you can exit and rejoin if you're having any problem. Okay, so what is the preposition that we use to indicate a place? ഒരു place കാണിക്കാൻ നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന preposition ഏതാണ്?
Actually,
At മാത്രമാണോ? Common one. For example, yeah. Okay, let me ask you one thing. To speak about a country or a state or a district. For example, ഞാൻ ഇന്ത്യയിലാണ് താമസിക്കുന്നത്. So I stay dash India. I stay at India എന്ന് പറയോ? Adi. India is a country. So we don't use the word at. അവിടെ എന്താ അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക?
I stayed in India.
I stay in India, right? അപ്പോൾ in is the preposition. So there is a difference between using in and at for prepositions of place. To indicate a place, you can use both in and at, but there is a difference. We will look into it. Prepositions of time we are using at to show an exact time or an accurate time. For example, the class starts at 8 p.m. Okay. Ini, you can also see one thing. Prepositions of time നമ്മൾ inni using to show unspecific times. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. These are not specific times. Particular times അല്ലല്ലോ. രാവിലെ ഉച്ചയ്ക്ക് വൈകുന്നേരം എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നത് ഒരു പീരീഡ് ആണ്. So to show a period we use in. അത് പ്ലേസിന്റെ പ്രിപ്പസിഷൻസിനും പക്ഷെ ഇന്ന് വരുന്നില്ലേ? We are using in prepositions of places. So that is what I told you. Some prepositions gets repeated in 2 to 3 cases. Okay. Then similarly prepositions of direction and prepositions of agent. Basically, agent എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിൽ we have only two prepositions, with and by. With ഉം by യുമാണ് prepositions of agent. അത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇപ്പൊ തന്നെ by heart ആയിട്ട് you can study. With and by. Okay. So what is the difference between in and at when denoting a location? Many of you might have had this doubt. For example, if I am saying I belong to Calicut in Kerala, I belong to Calicut in Kerala. So here, first I mentioned the name of my district and then the state's name. So state is something that is larger than the district in its area. Am I correct? ഒരു
Yes,
ഡിസ്ട്രിക്ട്
ma'am.
ഒരു ജില്ലേനെക്കാട്ടിലും ഒരു സംസ്ഥാനം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വലുതാണോ ചെറുതാണോ? ഒരു ജില്ലേനെക്കാട്ടിലും ഒരു സംസ്ഥാനം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വലുതാണോ ചെറുതാണോ?
വലുതാണ്.
വലുതാണ്. കേരള എന്ന് പറയുന്നതിൽ 14 districts ഉണ്ട്. അതിൽ ഒരു ഡിസ്ട്രിക്ട് മാത്രമാണ് കാലിക്കറ്റ്. Okay. So if I say at Kerala, that is wrong because Kerala ഒരു സ്റ്റേറ്റിന്റെ പേരാണ്. Whereas I can say I stay at Calicut in Kerala. That is okay, accepted. Because Calicut is one of the 14 districts in Kerala. So comparatively, area is smaller. So in short, we can conclude that for shorter areas, for locations with short areas or smaller areas, go for at. Places with larger areas, go for in. Is it clear? There are lots of small locations in the city, in a town, schools, offices, colleges, banks, hotels, malls, hospitals. Adinappa you use at, no problem. But keep in mind to use in for names of states, cities, states, countries, then group of countries, continents, etc. Okay, let me ask you one question. Europe എന്നുള്ളതിന് in use ചെയ്യോ at use ചെയ്യോ?
In.
Very good. Why?
Ma'am, can you tell it in English?
Okay, how do you, what preposition do you use for with the word or yeah, what preposition do you use with the term Europe?
In.
Why?
Because it is a very big place.
It's a continent, right? It's a continent, one of the seven continents of the world. Okay. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എന്താണ് മലയാളത്തില് ഭൂഖണ്ഡം എന്ന് പറയും, തമിഴില് we call it ഖണ്ഡം, right? So of course it's a continent, so we have to go with in. The question that you have asked is, can we use I stayed at Kerala in India? Not possible, because a state should always be accompanied by in. Okay. The question that you
Okay,
asked
ma'am.
is interesting. Okay. Or a district and state വരുമ്പോ district is smaller than state. Similarly, you are asking if we use the name of a state and a country, then obviously state is smaller than the country. So can we use at? No, generally it is not accepted. So you can say, I stay in Kerala in India. Go for in both the places. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Appreciated. Your question is appreciated. Very good. Okay, continuing. So let's start with the first preposition on. Okay, so today I guess we can complete the first three prepositions in, on, and at. Okay, fine. So the first one is on. Let's gear up ourselves. Okay, fine. The first use of on is, it is used to express the surface of something. ഒരു ടോപ്പ് സർഫസ് കാണിക്കാനാണ് നമ്മൾ ഓൺ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Just to speak about a surface. Okay, so you have to read the examples. Okay, I will be reading the uses. You have to read the examples. On, for on there are six uses. Sorry, five uses. For in you have six uses. Okay, and for at you have four uses. We can complete it. Okay, fine. So the first use, examples. Who is ready to read? Come on, guys. I want you all to
Yes, I
volunteer.
can.
Class will be just gloomy. Yes, Adi.
I put an egg on the kitchen table. The paper is on my desk. The book is on the shelf. He is standing on the footpath.
Very good, very good. So here, I put an egg on the kitchen table. We need to say I kept an egg. Put an egg is nothing but kept an egg. Past tense. I put an egg on the kitchen table. Means you placed an egg on the kitchen table. So it's a surface. Kitchen table is a surface. So you're using on. Next, the paper is on my desk. Desk is again surface. So you're using on. Next is the book is on the shelf. Shelf is again a surface. In the sense, if there are five racks in a shelf, each rack is a surface. Okay, ഓരോ റാക്കും ഒരു സർഫസിന് തുല്യമാണ്. ഒരു ഷെൽഫ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ you will have 4 to 5 steps minimum. Okay, so you have to use the word on again because it is a surface. Then he is standing on the footpath. Even when you are using the word road, street, colony, etc. For colony, maybe you will be using in. I reside in the Kirti colony, Shanti colony, etc. But footpath, road, all these are somewhat elevated surfaces. ഹൈറ്റ് കൂടിയ ഒരു സർഫസ് ആണ് ഈ റോഡ്, ഫുട്പാത്ത് എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നത്. പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം, right? So he is standing on the footpath or on the platform. Means to say that ഇതെല്ലാം raised surfaces ആണ്. Okay, so that above that you are walking over it. That's why you are using on. Got it? So these are some simple mistakes that we make in our everyday communication. For example, she's standing in the road. No, that's wrong. She's standing on the road is the correct one. Okay. So there are certain cases where we sometimes feel awkward without knowing a proper reason for why to use on, why are they using in. So there are some instances like that, but let's not get go so deep into those exceptions. Exceptions നൂറെണ്ണത്തില് ഒന്നോ രണ്ടോ exceptions അല്ലേ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. Exceptions അവിടെ നിൽക്കട്ടെ. You study the remaining 98. Okay. One or two exceptions will always be there. Don't bother. Okay. Good. Moving forward. The second use is used to specify days and dates. Very, very important. Okay. I would like to mark it. This is extremely important. Used to specify days and dates. Soundarya, you can read them.
The exam is on Monday. The meeting is on 10th November, Sunday 2024. The garbage truck comes on Wednesdays. I was born on 7th October 1999.
Good. You can pronounce the word Wednesday instead of Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
Good. Wednesday or Wednesdays. Okay. Good. So here the exam is on Monday. അതായത് on should be used compulsorily with days and dates. ദിവസങ്ങളുടെ കൂടെയും അതുപോലെ എന്ത് ദിവസമാണ് മൺഡേ ആണോ ട്യൂസ്ഡേ ആണോ how many days are there in a week?
Seven.
Days.
Okay. So with all the 7 days and with all the 365 days you can use on. Okay. So you can see the exam is on Monday. Monday is a day. Okay. Then the spoken English class is on Saturday and Sunday. Fine, Saturday and Sunday, Saturdays and Sundays because we conducted on all weeks, right? So you can write Saturdays and Sundays. Okay. The meeting is on. Second example is very interesting. Second and the fourth one you can see. The meeting is on 10th November, Sunday 2024. Here, apart from the date, what are the other details that you can find?
The year
Hmm.
and the day.
And then
The
apart
month.
month, yes. So you find the date first, then the month, then the day and the year. Now you may get confused. ഇന്ന് വേണമോ ആണ് വേണമോ അല്ല അറ്റാണോ you may get confused. Simple technique. ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു സെന്റൻസ് in any sentence if you find a date, okay, you may have other details also, let them be. But if you find a date in a sentence, make it sure that you have to use on. No doubt. No doubt about it. For example, if someone asks me when is your birthday, sometimes I say my birthday is on 7th October. Sometimes I say my birthday is on October 7th. A month of the first one, the time I'm telling the date. That doesn't matter. I should stick to on only. Okay. Date one, close your eyes and you can write on. ഇതൊക്കെയാണ് ട്രിക്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay. Abracadabra അല്ല. These are some techniques. You have to use your brain also a little bit. Okay. So the exam is on Monday. So the meeting is on 10th November, Sunday 2024. So 10th, that date. Catch that date. Okay. Then the garbage truck comes on Wednesdays. ഗാർബേജ് നമ്മുടെ ഇത് കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്ന വേസ്റ്റ് കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്ന വണ്ടി എല്ലാ വെൻസ്ഡേസും വരും. So Wednesdays, I have pluralized it because the truck comes all the Wednesdays. So again we are using on because അതൊരു day ആണ്. Finally, I was born on 7th October 1999. I actually thought of quoting my own birthday so that I can explain it very well. Okay, last month on 7th was my birthday. So I was born on October 7th എന്നും പറയാം 7th October എന്നും പറയാം. Both are correct. Okay, I will just give one instance. You have to answer it in a sentence. Okay, raise your hands and you can answer. Simple question. When is Children's Day celebrated in India?
14th November.
I want the answer as a sentence. Sandhya.
The Children's Day was celebrated on 14th November or November 14th.
Why are you using was? Aren't we celebrating it every year?
We are celebrating every year, ma'am.
Yeah, but you told was. It's not was.
Is that wrong, ma'am?
Yes, of course it's wrong because Children's Day is celebrated on 14th November. Okay, are you stopping to celebrate Children's Day any year, or are we not going to celebrate it in the future? நம்ம வந்து ஃபியூச்சர்ல செலிப்ரேட்
We will celebrate every year, ma'am.
of course, fine, but it is something that happens every year. Okay, even before Nehruji's death, this practice was started in India to celebrate his birthday as Children's Day in India. So this is something that happens habitually, a regular action that happens on all November 14 in all the years. So you have to use the simple present tense. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
I
Thank
am,
you, ma'am.
yeah, welcome. For example, I'm not telling my birthday was on 7th October. I don't say was. ఈ వర్షం October കഴിഞ്ഞു. Agreed. But again, next year October is going to come, right? October is never going to end till this world ends. October, November, December, all the months will come. So it's a habitual recurring action. Okay. So I can say my birthday is on October 7th. മനസ്സിലാക്കുക ബർത്ത്ഡേ കഴിഞ്ഞു പോയിണ്ടാവും but it doesn't matter that whether you celebrated this year or not. It's going to continue in the upcoming years also. Okay. So only one answer. Very sorry. Why? When is Children's Day celebrated in India? ഒരു സെന്റൻസ് ആയിട്ട് ആൻസർ പറയൂ. Someone from Kerala.
Yes,
Hmm.
I can.
Yes, I want the answer as a sentence.
The Children's Day is celebrated in India
Hmm.
in, on
Ah,
November
hmm. 14.
14.
Okay. അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ first you said in and then you changed to on. അത് വന്നിട്ട് ഫസ്റ്റ് നിങ്ങൾ ഫിക്സ് ചെയ്യണം. ഡേയും ഡേറ്റും വരുമ്പോൾ you have to use on. So this comes with practice only. Okay. Theory can be understood, but this has to be practiced. അപ്പോഴേ അത് കറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. Alright. So similarly, for just like how we studied for days and dates, we will also learn a rule for months and years. അത് രണ്ടിനും ഇപ്പൊ എന്ത് പറയണം മന്തിനും ഇയറിനും we will see. Okay. Now the next use is on is used to indicate a device or machine. Okay. So Pradeep, can you read the examples? He immediately left the meet. He don't want to open his mouth. Okay, whoever is willing can read. I'm not going to read that. See, I want this class to be interactive. If you don't cooperate, then even I will not cooperate. Because if I cooperate, that is the biggest mistake that I'm doing. Okay. Yes, Samdani.
She is speaking to someone on her phone. He is on the phone right now. My favorite movie will be on TV tonight. He has been on the computer since this morning.
Alright. So here, she is speaking to someone on her phone. So phone is a device. It's just a kind of machine. Then he is on the phone right now. TV again. My favorite movie will be on TV tonight. Then he has been on the computer since this morning. So the devices, namely mobile phone, TV, computer, laptop, all these are electronic devices. And whenever you want to say that someone is working with that particular device, it can be anything, even it can be a smartwatch. Okay, it has to be a digital device basically. So for all these devices, you can use the preposition on. Okay. അത് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് we don't say there is some virus on the computer. No. There we use in only. There is some virus attack in the computer. Because the virus is inside the computer. We can't see it externally. Virus means there is some like malicious software or something inside. Okay. But when you are using it, നമ്മളത് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നു എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ടൈമിൽ whenever you are using it, you have to use the word on. I'm speaking to my friend on my phone. She's chatting with her boyfriend on her tab. Okay. Make funny examples also. Okay, fine. So use on to indicate a device or machine. Okay. Guys, if you're having any doubts, please pause me and answer. Okay. Moving forward. On is used to indicate a body part or a part of the body. Is Adi, you can read the examples.
The stick hit me on my shoulder. He kissed me on my cheek.
Cheek.
cheek. I wear a blue ring on my finger. The stone fell on fell on my head.
Oh, very. See, if you want to zoom the screen, just use your fingers and zoom it. Okay. So fell sometimes looks like feel. Fine. So the stick hit me on my shoulder. So I said on is used to indicate some body parts. So there are lots of body parts. Okay. So for any body part, use the word on. For example, the stick hit me on my shoulder. In the തോളത്ത് വന്ന് guys, I'm using Malayalam. Okay, there is only one from Tamil Nadu, so I'm just using Malayalam words for the body parts. Okay. So the stick hit me on my shoulder. എന്റെ തോളത്ത് ഒരു stick വന്ന് വീണു അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു stick വന്ന് തട്ടി. Okay. Next is he kissed me on my cheek. What is cheek? മലയാളത്തിൽ എന്താ പറയാ?
കവിള്.
കവിള്. Yes, these are the cheeks. Okay. So he kissed me on my cheek. Okay. So on my cheek. Cheek is a body part. Then I wear a blue ring on my finger. It's not blue, it's black. Anyways, I wear a black ring on my finger. Okay. Next, the stone fell on my head. The തലയിൽ ഒരു കല്ല് വീണു. The stone fell on my head. All these are body parts. Can you think of any other example?
What, ma'am?
Can you think of any other example sentences to show a body part? Maybe you can say keep.
I wear ribbons on my hair.
I wear ribbons on my hair. Okay, fine. He punched me on my back. പെണ്ണിന്ന് കുത്തി പിന്നാലെന്ത് he hit me, he punched me, he poked me on my hands. Anything is fine. Okay, fine. Now the last use is on is used to indicate the state of something. This is actually a rare use. Rare in the sense not very commonly used. Okay, but still you can just read the examples and you can understand. Actually, state of something എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു condition അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു അവസ്ഥ. It is to indicate a condition. ഒരവസ്ഥയെ പറ്റി പേசுறதுக்கு we can use this on. Okay, but only in some special scenario. Okay, please sound the you can read that.
Everything in this store is on sale. The building is on fire. The company is on a huge loss.
So these are three different situations. നമ്മളൊരു കടയിൽ പോയി കുറേ things ഉണ്ട്. Everything in the store is kept for sale. So I can say everything in the store is on sale. Then buildingന് തീ പിടിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. The building is on fire. We don't say the building is burning, the building is igniting. No. Those are not proper sentences. The building is on fire. Simple. Then the company is on a huge loss. Company വലിയ നഷ്ടത്തിലാണ് പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. So the company is on a huge loss. So it's a state, no? It's a condition. They are going to close the company. അതിന്റെ ഒരു pathetic condition ആണ്. Got it? So this is all about on, guys. Any doubts? On കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ then we are moving to in. Okay. Can I move on?
Sure, ma'am.
Good. Thank you. Moving to in, we have 6 uses for in. Let's see how much we can do today. Okay. The first use is in is used to specify unspecified times during a day. Unspecified എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ not specific, exact അല്ലാത്തതിനെയാണ് unspecified എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Specific അല്ലാത്ത ടൈമിൽ. Those that are not exact. So to show certain unspecified times we use in. Adi is done.
I study in the morning. I have my lunch in the afternoon. I go to play badminton in the evening.
Okay. So why we are, what are the unspecific times here? Morning, afternoon,
Evening.
and evening. Why do we call them unspecific? Is because morning എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ രാവിലെ എത്ര മണിക്ക് എഴുന്നേൽക്കുന്നു? Okay, each person wakes up at different times. Okay, so average, on an average we can say morning starts from 4 a.m. on an average. Okay, even people, there are people who wake up at 3 a.m. calling the Saraswati Yama or the Brahma Muhurat. Brahma Muhurtam is at between 3:30 to 4. Okay, so let me start with 4. Okay, and I don't want to be so strict. So 4 a.m. മുതൽ 11:59 വരെ morning തന്നെയല്ലേ? So if I say I study in the morning, I'm not mentioning the exact time. So unspecific ആണ്. I'm not specific. ഞാൻ പഠിക്കുന്നത് രാവിലെ 7 o'clock ആദ്യം പഠിക്കുന്നത് മോർണിംഗ് 7:30 ആയിരിക്കും. സൗന്ദര്യ might be studying at 9 o'clock in the morning. Morning can be any time slot. Okay. So that is why we call it unspecific and we are using in. Same is the case with afternoon. Afternoon starts from what time?
12 p.m.
12, 1 to be exact. 12 is called noon. Noon. After noon is from 12, 1. 12, 1 മുതൽ noon ആണ്. Till 3:59 p.m. Because 4 p.m. ആയ evening ആണ്. This is the system that we follow according to the Western cultures. Okay. നമ്മളൊരു ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിനൊക്കെ പോകുമ്പോൾ എന്താണ് മോർണിംഗ് 11:59 അല്ലെങ്കിൽ 12 o'clock വരെ ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് പറയും. 12:01 മുതൽ നമ്മൾ ഗുഡ് ആഫ്റ്റർനൂൺ ആണ്. 4 മണി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പിന്നെ വി സേ ഗുഡ് ഈവനിങ്, റൈറ്റ്? ടിൽ വി ഗോ ടു ബെഡ്. ഇപ്പൊ ആരെങ്കിലും നമ്മൾ ഫോൺ ചെയ്താലും നമ്മൾ ആ ഹലോ ഗുഡ് ഈവനിങ് ഹൗ ആർ യു അല്ലെ ചോദിക്കുക, ഗുഡ് നൈറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയാം നമ്മൾ ഫോൺ എടുത്ത ഉടനെ. If someone calls you after 9 o'clock or something, how do you greet them? Hello, if your teacher calls you, how do you greet her?
Good evening, ma'am.
Even if it is at 10 p.m. at night, still you say good evening only. That is a formal etiquette or a formal system that you have to follow in communication. Okay, while greeting someone, even after the evening, you have to use good evening only. ഫോൺ എടുത്ത ഉടനെ ഗുഡ് നൈറ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നല്ല കണക്കായി അല്ലേ? Okay. So here you can see, then I have my lunch in the afternoon. Okay. Some people have lunch at 1 o'clock sharp. Some of them have at 1:30. I have my lunch at 2 every day. Okay. So it depends. Then I go to play badminton in the evening. Okay. Some people start playing at 4:30 p.m. Some at 5, some at 5:30. Again it varies. ഇതാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള കാരണം. Okay. Now coming down, used to indicate. In is used to indicate a month, year or season. നേരത്തെ നമ്മൾ ഓൺ ആരുടെയൊക്കെ കൂടെ യൂസ് ചെയ്തു? ഡേറ്റും
Days.
ഡേറ്റ് ആൻഡ് ഡേ. ഒരു കാലണ്ടറിൽ നമുക്ക് 4 കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് മെയിൻ ആയിട്ട് കാണാൻ പറ്റുക. We can see 4 important details in a calendar. What are they?
Date, day, week, and month.
One big thing for all the,
Sorry, ma'am.
one main thing you missed for all the 365 days. This thing is the same.
Year.
Year.
Yeah, yes. ഈ വർഷത്തെ കലണ്ടറിൽ ഫുള്ള് ഈ വർഷം തന്നെയായിരിക്കും അല്ലേ? Okay, so for day and date, you go for on. For months and years, you go for in. Okay, somebody I can read the examples.
I was born in October. They got married in 2000. I go to hill stations in summer.
Okay. So October 2000, these are months and years respectively. Summer. What is summer? It's a season. So even with seasons, we can use in. I was born in winter. She was born in the spring season. He was born in summer or autumn. Anything. Okay, so you can use any four seasons with in. In are the using. Got it? Fine. Now we are moving down. Used to indicate a location or place. The in എന്ന് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു for locations or place we use in and at. So first let's look at in. Okay? Is Adi used to indicate a
She
location or place?
she looked me directly in the eyes. I am currently staying in a hotel. My home hometown is Calicut, which is in Kerala, India.
Oh, she looked me directly in the eyes. Eye is a body part. So you may ask me for body parts, we learned that we have to use on. But why are we using in here? Our doubt undo. Body parts നമ്മൾ on അല്ലേ പറഞ്ഞത്. But ഇവിടെ why we are using in is because ഒരാളുടെ കണ്ണുകളിലേക്ക് നോക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ looking straight into the eyes. We can't say I should look directly on my eyes. കണ്ണിന്റെ മുകളിൽ നോക്കി എന്ന് നമ്മൾ പറയും. കണ്ണുകളിലേക്ക് നോക്കി എൻ കണ്ണുകളെ അവൾ பார்த்தாள் അല്ലെ അവൻ பார்த்தான். So she looked me or he looked me directly in the eyes will be the right usage. Or you can even say at my eyes. That's also fine. In, into, or at. Mhm. I am currently staying in a hotel. Here comes the twist. Hotel is a small place. കുറച്ച് മുമ്പ് മിസ് പറഞ്ഞു you can use act with small locations like hotels, school, colleges, etc. This thing is still a confusion for many learners. Okay, in fact, you can even use the word in with places like hotels, hospitals, etc. Okay, theoretically, if you see, act is the correct usage. For example, I'm currently staying at a hotel. അത് എഴുതിയാൽ nobody will question you. Okay, but ഇത് വന്നിട്ട് I took it from an example after referring a website. അവർ ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് തന്നിട്ടുള്ളത്. So I don't want to say that this is wrong. You can go with in or at, but at വന്നിട്ട് will be my first preference. Noodles and pasta both are good, but if you ask me to choose only one, I would say noodles because pasta I have eaten noodles many times. Okay. If you ask me Maggi noodles or Ippy noodles, I would suggest Maggi noodles because Maggi's taste is something unique. Ippy is also tasty, I agree. But Maggi, I'm used to Maggi rather than Ippy. Okay. Maggi ഞാൻ ജനിക്കുന്നതിന് മുമ്പേ വന്നതാണ്. ഞാൻ പുറത്തൊക്കെ മുന്നാടി മാഗി വന്നു. Ippy came only in the recent years, right? Okay. അത് മാത്രം. It's like that only. Okay. Similarly, my hometown is Calicut, which is in Kerala, India. So here in Kerala, you can even write in India, that's fine. But instead of repeating a preposition in a sentence, you can use comma. Okay, so these are the first three uses of in. We have three more uses which we will continue in the next class. That is, in is used to indicate a shape, color, or size. Then in is used to indicate a belief, opinion, feeling, or an interest. And in is used to express a work that has to be done on time. Okay. So I don't want to rush all the things together. So let's take a break now. Okay. So we will continue in the next class. So before closing the session, ആർക്കെങ്കിലും എന്തെങ്കിലും doubts ഉണ്ടോ?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, Soundarya. Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you used a sentence, she is chatting with her boyfriend. Do we need to use with or to in that sentence, ma'am, the preposition?
Hmm. Chatting with the boyfriend is the correct thing. Chatting with her friend, chatting with her mother, father, with is the correct preposition. Speaking or talking, wherever you have to use to. Okay. She's
Okay,
speaking
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
brother on her phone. She's speaking to her class teacher on her phone. That's fine. Even for talking, you can say she's talking to her cousin. That's fine. But for chatting, we usually use the word with. Okay. These are certain
Yes,
rules
ma'am.
that we follow over generation to generation. Okay. Then, anything else?
No, ma'am.
ആദ്യ ശബ്ദയ്ക്കൊന്നും ഡൗട്ട്സ് ഇല്ലേ? ഡൗട്ട്സ് വരണം. Doubts വന്നാലേ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് I can say that you are getting into the subject. Okay. So use them, keep using the prepositions that we studied today. Okay. And I'll also give a homework, don't worry. Alright. You have to form certain sentences. Okay. Fine guys. So we will meet on next Sunday at 8 o'clock. And Soundarya we will meet on Saturday at 8. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night students.